Hello, this is Sifu Kuttel, and in this video, we're going to be focusing on our Taiji stepping techniques, the three main ones: forward walking, sideways walking, and backward walking. And we're going to do this in a simple square shape. Now, this is very easy training, but there's so much that you can do with it. So we're gonna take it pretty simple. I'm gonna show you guys how to do this one. And then I want you to, as you get used to this, I want you to start focusing first on making sure that the footwork is correct and that all the basics and details are there. But then after you get the fundamentals down, I want you to focus on weight shifting. Then when you understand and you feel good about understanding each weight shift with each step, then you can focus on maintaining posture. Now this is really important because sometimes we'll have the legs and the hips lead the body, and the body ends up coming in a little bit too late, but you really want to get used to moving everything together at the same time. So then think of keeping your shoulders over your hips. And then the very last thing I want you to think about and focus on in this training is intention. So not looking down at your feet, keeping your eyes up and forward and relying on feeling. Now, I can relate this to very simply, you don't have to look at your feet when you're walking down the street, right? We know what to do, one foot in front of the other. We just look at where to go or what's around us. The same thing should be for our Tai Chi walking. And I don't mean this by, as you're doing it, you should be looking all sorts of different places. But keep the eyes up and focused. One of the old classic sayings for it is the 1,000 miles stare. So don't look at anything in particular in front of you. Don't look at the wall, don't look at, if you're outside, don't look at the trees, don't look at anything. Look past it. Let the eyes relax their focus just straight forward. This can become even meditative as you do it. Okay, so let's go get to the footwork, and I have a couple more things I can mention afterwards. Okay, so this is actually very simple. All you need is just some space to move around, and you can do as many steps as you want depending on the size of that space. I'm only going to do 3 for each step, but that's just because I'm limited to this camera angle. Okay, so I want to make sure you can see everything. Now, essentially, all we're going to be doing is going around a big square on the ground. And we're going to use our sideways stepping, backward stepping, sideways stepping in the other direction, and forward stepping. We don't need to switch sides on these because as we step forward, as we step backward, we use both left and right. And then when we're doing our sideways stepping, one part of our square is going to the left and the other part is going to the right. So it's actually really simple to do this. Okay, so since we're just going to be focusing on the feet, I'm going to take my hands and then just hold them behind the back as you know, just keep them busy. You can do anything you want. If you want to, another good posture is to actually level out the arms with the palms pointing down and making a circle here and holding that up. This will not only give you a little bit of exercise with the shoulders, but it's a great indicator of your waist rotation. Okay, the only thing is, when you start involving the arms like this, it's very easy to move the arms independently and then you lose their actual original purpose. So I'm going to cross my hands behind my back. You can do whatever you want. Now, we're going to start knees bent, and I'll just start with sideways walking. I'll start in the back of the square. Nice and easy. I'm just going to do this in 3 main steps. So that's 2, and then I come over, 3. Now from here, transition is simple. Stop. Pivot, and then we're going to forward walk. Okay, and then again, this is walking training, so take your time, make sure good pivot. You can do the balance position, or you can step all the way through, and then we shift forward. That's my second step, and then last one from here, taking that step forward, and then here we go. Now, this position, the transition is pretty simple again. Just step up to meet your foot. Okay. Then you can go into straight out over into the weight shift. And then we have 1, 2, 3. And then from here, other foot is just going to step back. Now you can either meet the other foot and then step back, or you can just take a step back. And we have our backward step. 1, 2, 3. And then I start the entire thing over. Now, because I have my legs where I want to step, my opposite leg is forward, I can do two things. I can either step in and then step out, or I can just step directly out to the side. 1, switch, 2, switch, 3. Then from here, pivot, step forward, 1, pivot, step forward, 2, pivot, step forward, 3. Now notice I'm starting to move a little bit out of the camera focus, but I'm only trying to keep it down to 3 steps. I would suggest doing 4 on each side. That way that you have a really nice balance between your left and your right. And then again, move sideways, 1, 2, 3, stepping back, 1, 2, 3. Stepping sideways, 1, 2, 3. Now again, there's no need to do switch directions around the square unless you're getting bored. But really there's no need to change that direction because we do both our left and our right sides. And if you want to do it just specifically for the transition from one step to the other, that's fine. But as far as balance of technique, doing your sideways walking, we do both left and right sides. Doing backwards walking, you step with both left and right. And doing your forward walking, you're stepping forward with both left and right. So it really balances everything out. A nice, simple way to practice your footwork. All right, so there you have it. Again, don't just do this one time. You want to do this multiple times. This is a great way to warm up for your Tai Chi training, and it's a good way, even if you just wanted to just focus only on your footwork, this is a perfect little pattern to do it. It takes a few moments to get the steps down and understand the basics, and then from there, you can really focus on the key details. Correct details, basics, right? Weight distribution, waist rotation and shifting, posture, and then keeping the eyes up as you're doing this. You don't need to look at your feet every single time you take a step. This will really improve your Tai Chi training. Now, the one thing I do want to mention before we get out of here is you can do as many steps as you want, and you can go any direction that you want. The square pattern makes it very simple to remember, so you don't have to think about, oh, I go this way, I go forward this many times, and then I go to this side this many times, then I go backwards, and then I go up, and then you have a basic shape. Maintain that shape. You don't have to think about where to go. You can think about how each step is going, your weight distribution, all of those things. So really feel free. Do 10 steps forward if you have the space. 20 steps sideways. I do say even numbers are better, but I'm limited to the space that you can see on this camera, so we only did a few. But I would say doing, 4 or 6 or 8 steps in either direction is going to make it really well-rounded as far as traveling in every direction. All right, if you guys have any questions or comments, drop a comment down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much.